election is not quite over, as the electoral umpire says it will continue collation of governorship results tomorrow. And the National Assembly Committee on Appropriations has been given a deadline to finalize work on the 2019 budget as the year enters into its fourth. Hello everyone and welcome to Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Okinbaloya Channels at the INEC office here in Port Harcourt. We are live for you following the coverage of the governorship election and also the general elections in Rivers State, which was suspended. And of course now INEC is continuing with the collation, which was halted at some point due to an incident which happened in the exercise. We'll bring you angles and perspectives to some of the things which happened earlier today, as INEC has postponed or says it will continue the collation tomorrow. Let's tell you about what happened today as we got into 2019 budget. Well, the Senate is giving its standing committee a deadline of Friday, April the 5th, to submit their budget report to the Appropriation Committee. The new deadline comes after the Committee on Appropriation failed to lay the budget report on Tuesday, April the 2nd. The Vice Chairman of the Appropriation Committee, Senator Sonny Uboji, at Tuesday's plenary session, told the Senate that less than 10 committees have so far submitted the reports to enable the committee meet the earlier deadline given to it. He's asking the Senate to give the Appropriation Committee an additional 2 weeks to allow the other committees yet to submit their reports to do so. But Senate President Bukola Saraki is declining the request by the Appropriation Committee, insisting that all standing committees must submit their budget on Friday, April the 5th, and the Appropriation Committee must submit the final budget report between the Tuesday, April the 9th, and the 11th.
By the Friday. So let us agree that they will submit by Friday. We will suspend plenary just for a week till the 9th. Because they submit Friday, by Tuesday the 9th, we should be able to reconvene here. And during that week, late during that week, you should be able to lay a report latest by Thursday of that week. But we should be back here on the 9th to reconvene and hopefully lay the report that week of the 9, 10, and 11, and latest pass this budget by the 16th. I think this is because we have the Easter break coming as well. We don't have that luxury of time. Any committee that does not bring its report by Friday, that then we will empower the committee to go with the executive submission.
Well then, let's move away from the issues of budget. We keep tabs on that situation. We are in the 4th month. When will the 2019 budget be passed? That's a big question, isn't it? With all of this that has happened over the last few weeks about the 2019 elections, maybe a reason for some of the delay we've seen in the passage and the passage of the 2019 appropriations bill. Well, let's move away quickly from it and let's take a look at some other stories we're following for you on our political roundup.
The Adamawa State Governor-elect, Ahmadu Fintiri, has issued marching orders to the newly inaugurated Transitioning Committee to work towards putting forward a plan for a government that would not be top-heavy with political appointment. During the inauguration, Mr. Fintiri charged the committee to work out a smooth transition for the newly elected government in the state.
It will require such bodies to liaise with the relevant banks to obtain complete information on statement of accounts and balances.
The governor-elect of Gombe State, Alhaji Muhammad Yahya, has inaugurated a transition committee to ensure a smooth takeover of power from Governor Ibrahim Hassan. During the inauguration, the governor-elect said to effect a meaningful change in the state, the incoming government has to make necessary arrangements for smooth handing over. It is for this reason that they constituted a 37-member transition committee and 23 sectorial committees. Meanwhile, the youth in Kwara State are asking the Kwara State Governor-elect Abdulrahman Abdulrazak to address youth restiveness and unemployment when he assumes office. The Governor-elect assured them that every sector would be developed. The youth decided to set an agenda for the incoming government with the theme Making Kwara Youth Catalyst for Socio-Economic Development.
The core objective of Kwara Youth Summit is just to reposition Kwara Youth to take active participation in governance.
Let's get to it, everyone. The conversation of tonight is going to be around the Rivers State governorship election and, of course, all the elections that are held. INEC had suspended this election about, I think, on the 10th of March due to some of the incidents which had occurred due to some of the incidents related to violence in the election. But of course, now the election process continues because INEC has said that the collation exercise will continue. Now, today INEC began the collation and about 15 results from the local government as regarding the governorship election have been turned in, and those results have been announced and collated today. INEC they say, look, the exercise or the process of doing this will happen between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. But shortly, it was the announcement or the collation went beyond 5 p.m. There are 23 local governments in Rivers State. Out of that, 17 results were ready before today. But we understand that 2 more have been ready, making about 19 that is on the ground before tonight. So what is going to happen with all of these results? A lot of issues have also been raised in that regard. But one thing is very certain, INEC will continue. But can Rivers people be able to know who becomes their next governor? Will there be a supplementary election in areas like Gokana, where elections were set not to hold? What will happen in areas like Asaritoru was, we said that we understand that the result from Asaritoru local government area is in. What will happen in the other 4 local government areas? Let's get talking about this. Let me speak with one of the observer groups. There are observers on the ground here. Mr. Samson Itodo is in our Abuja studio. They have observers across the country, especially attention that was paid on Rivers State. Let's get their take on what is happening in terms of this collation and what the incident of Rivers State governorship election has taught us in our electoral process. Samson, thank you so much for coming on today. What do you know as of today regarding the Rivers election?
Well, thank you very much, Sheon. What we know as at today and as this morning is the fact that the collation process for the Rivers governorship election started. And as at this evening, when the collation process was suspended to continue tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., 15 local governments have been declared. We've got 2 additional, like you pointed out, in addition to the 17. Degema has also arrived, and 1 other local government has arrived. We know that from the 15 local governments already declared, based on the results, the PDP candidates seem to be in a lead in 13 of those local governments, and the APC candidates, the AAC candidates to be specific, has won 2 local governments, Oyibo and Akukutoro to be specific. One of the very interesting things in this collation process is the fact that the process had gone very, very peaceful since it began this morning. And our observers who are right there at the collation center and out of the collation center have reported that there is no military presence and no form of interference with the process, although there is high presence of police who have cordoned off all the routes into the INEC offices, the INEC office to be more specific. Although there were some demonstrations close to the INEC office, but because of the barricade
and let's get some perspective
provided,
also into this conversation. We have Dr. Omerazu Jackson. He's one of the groups who have been deeply involved. His group being on the issue of protests, they being on the street in this issue. He joins us on the telephone. They're not happy with a few things in this election, especially the collation. Dr. Jackson, thank you so much for coming on tonight. What are your grievances? What's your take on the collation of this result?
It's rather too unfortunate that we are here today witnessing the most high-brazen legalization and industrialization of electoral privilege of the highest order in our history. That today, people is witnessing the treatment of criminality when it comes to elections. That election that was conducted on 9th of March, suspended midway 10th, and after 23 days, you think that such election results are still valid for anybody to collect and declare winners. I must say it with all amount of seriousness that the results that which we tracked and monitored on 9th and midway 10th of March is quite different from what we are seeing today. What we are seeing today to the charging and divided out of US people is the highest form of electoral fraud ever recorded in the history of the state. It is unheard of. It's unbelievable that the Nigerians that have souls can go out and commit such fraud against their own people. We have been on the street saying that whoever that wins, whoever that is announced by INEC through this process, whether it is APC, whether it is PDC, whether it is ANC, whether it is AP, as long as this process is concerned, don't meet any standard, electoral standard.
Dr. Jackson, let me pause you for a moment. Let me pause. We need to take a break. But when we come back, we get some other perspective to what Dr. Jackson is saying, and we push the conversation forward on the program on the Rivers governorship election and other results that are coming. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.